All right, so welcome everyone once again to today's class. Of course, Saturdays is usually a quiz session and answer practice where we'll come share screen, get to see understanding level, and then again know the right approach to take to support the learners. Well, so today is going to be a very fun one in our quiz session. I think I have up to about 100 questions. So don't be scared, sit tight, it's as we have fun while learning. All right, so I think we are 20 minutes behind time, so we will start. The place is going to be very interactive. If you are not in a noisy area, you can just unmute. Yeah, if the background is not noisy, you can just leave the mic on. But if it's noisy and you have the opportunity of moving to somewhere not so noisy, you can do that because it's going to be very interactive. Yeah, people will be the ones to teach me today while I sit and listen. All right, so just some reactions that you can hear me. So I proceed. All right, all good, all good. So first of all, I think in our first class, we did introduction to Python. This quiz is based on, it's not a new thing, so don't be scared. It's based on what we've learned so far for the past two classes we had from Python, Python syntax, comments, variables, data types, Boolean, operators, numbers, casting, strings, list, and all of that. So we did this, so we want to test how we understand each of those topics. Okay, we don't just learn, but we test our understanding. You've already seen the answer for this one, don't worry, subsequent one, trust me, you won't. Okay, so what is the symbol for, like, what symbol is used for a single line comment in Python? Single line comment in Python. I think I'll need to have a scoreboard where we get to see the winner and all of that. Yeah, I think I have my scoreboard with me. I have my scoreboard with me. Maybe I can use my Google Drive as my scoreboard. My Google Docs rather as my scoreboard. So for now, I think we have Sandra in class. And I have Joy, right? Joy. So we'll be taking turns, but the first one is not graded because you've already seen the answer. So subsequently, we will, let's do this together. What symbol is used for a single line comment in Python? You can omit and talk. Then again, you tell me and other things it is used for outside being used in comments, being used to comment our code. Can people hear me? Of course, you can hear me. So unmute and talk, Sandra and Joy. So I get to be calling your name. Please, you're the only one in class. While we wait for others, maybe they will join along. So what symbol is used for a single line comment in Python?
The hash symbol.
Okay. Okay, so apart from using it for comments, what else is it used for?
To make the code easy to read later or easy to find.
Okay, I think that just gives you 1 point. Who answer? Sandra, you right?
Yes.
Okay. Joy, do you have something to say? It's not going to be full mark, so it's just one. Joy? Joy, I hope you are here with us. Okay. So how do you write a multi-line comment in Python? How do you write a multi-line comment in Python? Remember when we talked about strings now? So we talked about
Yes, you talked about it. You said
yeah, not just
three
yes, comment.
quotation at
How
the
do you
beginning, at the end. At the beginning of the comment and at the end.
Okay, so since I left that page. So if you want to answer question, you can just like, oh, it's Sandra or it's Joy. So I know who is talking.
Okay.
I guess that was Sandra, right?
Okay. It's yes.
Okay, at the beginning and at the end. So okay, so this is where you start giving scores. Which of the following, number 3, which of the following is the correct way to assign a value to a variable in Python? Correct way to assign a value to a variable. We've been doing this, and I've been using Sandra as my favorite
I
variable.
think
So
C.
go ahead, though. C. Why C? Yeah, you don't just answer. When you answer question, you give us why. Just to be sure you are really sure.
After you yes, after you input your variable name, that equal sign stands for assign.
Oh, beautiful.
Hello, can
So
you
I
hear me?
guess you say that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, so the
I
equal
guess
sign stands for assign.
so. I'm listening. So complete it.
Okay.
Don't be scared. Complete
The
it.
equals the equal sign stands for assign. Then this place that they wrote value, you input whatever variable, whatever value or item you want to add.
Okay, beautiful.
That's
So this
variable.
oh, exactly. That is beautiful. I think that's a 2 points for Sandra again. So that is 2 points for Sandra. Someone just joined. Let me know your name so that I'll add you to join. Funny, Joshua. Funny. I think this is a funny name. Or let me just pick Joshua, please. So let me take Joshua or funny. I think that is it. Okay. So that's 2 points again for Sandra. She explains it better. You want to say yes after the variable name, and this is actually using the snake case. This is an assignment operator. She made mention of that. Time that she has been reading, she has been studying, and then she said you can actually assign it to your desired value or item. Beautiful. And of course, the answer is C. So we get to see question number 4. Which of the following is a valid variable name? Which of the it relates to question number 3. So which of these is a valid variable name? Anybody? Yeah, anybody. You know you are recording. So once I ask question and you want to answer, you can just unmute. Go ahead and answer the question. I think I should be using a timer. So
This is Sandra.
all right.
The answer should be D.
Why? Tell us why.
Because it starts with an underscore, and a variable name should either start with a letter or underscore.
Oh, great. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. So one of the rules of naming a variable name is that it starts with a letter or an underscore. It should not start with a number. So I like it when you get to explain and tell us why. It's make us know that you really get it. 2 points. So this is how we'll go next. I will have to call names. And the answer is G. So next time you have to call names. So what is the data type of hello string? Like hello world rather. Okay. Funny man, were you there in our first and second class?
Yes, I was there in the first class, but I couldn't make it to the second class. Good evening.
Good evening. So can you try question number
Thanks.
5? What is the data type of hello world? Is it a triple quote? Is it a string? Is it a letter or is true? No. Okay, so what happened is trying. I'm Joy. Can you help us? Please don't be scared though. It's just for us having fun while learning. Joy, can you try? Someone just join. Who join, please? So that I can add the next. I did your embassy as if that's why. I think it's network. So, Joy, can you help us? All right, Sandra, can you try?
All right, the data type is string. That's B.
Why string? No, don't just tell us.
Because it has the quotation mark. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you, Sandra.
Yes, because of the quotation mark and string statements strings are made with quotation mark. Like that, it's true.
Okay, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. And this part of string is what type of what quotation mark is used here.
Single.
Okay, that's beautiful. So yeah, hello world is of data type string and is using the single quotation mark. Beautiful. Sandra, so that ends you 2 points. Who just joined so that I'll add your name to the Joy, please, once I leave this page, I don't see who is raising up and all of that. So you can just always unmute, please. Maybe you wanted to answer the question. You can just always unmute and go ahead and answer the question. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, ma. I raised my hand because I wanted, like, I already told you at the beginning of the class that I didn't join the first and second class. So that's why I can barely understand the questions. So I'm just paying attention to others, please. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, noted. Noted. No problem. Okay, so question number 6. Think we just discuss and leave the scorecard. All right. So what is the data type of 3.14? We now make it a discussion and we forget about this scope. This 3.4 is
Welcome back.
someone is saying something. Yeah, anybody can just unmute and say something, please.
Okay, is float
Floats, why floats?
because of it has a decimal point.
Okay, so that is Joy, right? Sandra, okay, beautiful. Because it has a decimal point. And what function can we use to test that it is a float that we can use to confirm? I think I talked about that. Can you recall? Maybe want to really be sure of these data types. What function can we use to check the type of the data type?
Class.
Not class. Try get it.
The casting.
No. Yeah, casting actually changed from one data type to another, but it's a particular function that we can use and test a particular data type just to be sure. Okay,
But I know that
guess
when you're testing, you type in a type dot
beautiful.
the
So it's beautiful. So we can use the type function and check what data type is. I think we can try that. Can we? Okay, so if we come to line 3 and half type of then we put our list 1. So you can say type of list. Yeah, spell it wrongly. Is that the spelling of type? My God. That is it. So if I save, let me zoom in so that you see what I have there. So if I launch it using where's my Ubuntu? I love using Ubuntu. Ubuntu always help me be in charge. No, I have to launch Ubuntu, please. Terminal, new terminal. I'll have to keep on trying till I get to Ubuntu. Most time it's like that. Terminal, new terminal. Okay, let me run it. Have you seen is of list? Yeah, it's telling us that this data type is of list because of it. But let's say, let me come here and say var equals to sign it to maybe 2. If I save it and now print type of var. So if I save and run my code, did I click on? So class integer, we are not actually coding today. Today we came to test our understanding. So that was just a quick test to of this type function. All right. So that was that for number 6. So what data type? So what is the data type of this number 7? Can I zoom in? Are you viewing the screen very well, or should I zoom in?
The
Sandra,
screen
can
is
you see my
okay.
screen? All
Yeah,
right.
it's okay.
So 7, what is the data type of this? We talked about this. True or false? False under what data type? Okay, so I guess the people forgot it's of data type
It's Boolean.
bool. Yeah, so it's
Boolean.
Boolean. Boolean, either true or false. Okay, so which operator is used to raise a number to a power? We've not talked about this, but you can try. Okay, so it is the double asterisk.
Okay.
Let's go see that. Yeah, it's the double asterisk. So I have to play this. I have to play this. And what was I even talking about? I've forgotten what I want to do. What's okay? This the operator. So I could just say var equals to 3 raised to the power of 2. So if I come and print var say its resist was 9 to 9. So 3 to the power of 2 is 9, right? So that is, I'm doing this because we did not talk about this. So I'm going to quickly show you how it is used. So what is the data? Okay, we did that. Number 9. Okay, so what is the result of 3? Okay, we've now also talked about this one. Yeah, this is the modulus, call it modulus operator. So what is the result of 3 mod 2? 3 mod 2, it's okay. Let me not say the answer. Let's go to 3 mod 2, right? It's better now. It's advisable to always leave a space between your operator. So if we save that and run our code, it's 1. So then this is a modulus operator that gives us the remainder of each expression or operation, if I should call it that way. So we did not talk about that. I need to quickly show us. Why is my Ubuntu terminal not up? I love using that. Should be up, please. New terminal. Oh, beautiful. My Ubuntu is here. It's here now. Okay, so let's get to someone just joined, right? I need to know.
Yes, it's Glory.
Welcome.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Sorry I'm late.
No
Welcome,
problem.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so that was for number 8, or for number 9 rather. We talked about the modules correct. So an answer is 1, and we've seen why. That the modules operator gives us what the remainder of its operation, in new operation rather. So number 10, what is the result? Okay. What is the result of 10 equals 5? I know we talk about this one when I differentiated between the assignment operator and this. Someone should talk about it. What is the result of this? Okay, let's go to this one and tell us. My brother is taking time to move. Why? So, but if we print this, we have it. We will, we have it either true or false. So for here, of course, 10 is not equals to. The results. What is the result of 5? 5 of course is going to be true. So already talk about that. Let's leave it. So what is the difference between beautiful? What is the difference between this sign, I will not call the name, and this sign? I think that we've been talking about it over and over again.
And
What's
the answer is
difference?
The answer is C.
C. So tell me now, which one is which? Okay, that is assignment.
And
the comparison. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Why not hearing me?
Okay, the single equal sign is assigning. That stands for assign. While the double equal sign is like a comparison.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. That's true. Wait. This my reason that is behaving. This plus this, the answer is already there. It's showing us a logo, right? So let's go and
Sorry, so what was the answer of the 10? What was the answer of that 10?
Of what?
5? What is that symbol? 10 comparison
10.
5. What was the answer of the after running?
You mean here?
Yes, this
Okay, so let's go there. Yeah, it's up now. If I save it, then I'll CD. I have to CD into Python. So if you remember, that was look the pi, right? Look, but we're not talking about look now. That file name is confusing. Look the pi. No, that's not it's Python 3. Python 3 look the pi. You see that is false. Which was false, right? No, I believe you're okay with that.
yes.
Okay, so this, can somebody try? Number 14. Is there I cannot zoom in, I can view my screen real right. I think I should
That should be B.
be right.
Yes.
B. 13.
Oh, did you say 13? I thought you already
Yeah, we had-
answered 13.
Okay, what? B. Okay, so why B? You know, you don't just give answer, you give an
Because of the asterisk, which is raised
Okay.
to power 3, and they indicated the 3. So it will be hello.
Oh, beautiful. So that is it.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah, who is there?
It's Sandra.
You can go ahead.
So like the hello was in asterisk. So why didn't the answer come back in asterisk? Or is not necessary?
So now it's telling Python now to print this hello 3 times. Look at, let's go and see how that is you use installing Python to print that 3 times. Hello. Okay, so here we should have a single string. So if we print save that, I'll come here, I'll clear my pen run loop. Have you seen this?
Yes.
So it's telling Python to print this hello 3 times. So it's like hello, hello, hello. So that's it.
Okay.
So if
I have a
it's
question.
like
So what if we
5
had a number
times,
there? If we had a number in place of hello, like
hello.
4 times 4 asterisk 3, is it going to print 444?
This is not asterisk. It's an operator. Can you hear me below? It's an operator.
I can hear.
Yeah, we use it asterisk, but in this, it is an operator which is to multiply our values. So if it is 4, of course, it's going to plus 20 because that is automatically 4 times 5. We talked about the operators now.
Okay.
The first day.
Yes, we
Yeah,
have.
so
So if we put 4
Yeah.
in quotation now and put the asterisk, is it going to give us
Okay, you mean
444?
you mean if we put 4 inside the quotation like this,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. I'll not tell you the answer straight. So let's see. Let's see for yourself. Have you seen it now? So what does this mean now? We talked about casting and all of this. So putting 4 inside and quotation mark, what does it mean? What data type has it automatically affected the number 4 to? Glory, I'm asking you.
Integer.
4 is already
What
an
did you say?
integer. 4 is already an integer put inside quotation.
Yes.
So what value? What data type has it automatically converted it to?
String.
String. Beautiful. So I wanted to test that for you. So if I save and run my code, have you seen that it's now off class string because of this? So please take note, don't be confused. Just get it once and for all. All right, so that's 15. Which function returns beautiful? Which function returns the length of a string?
Length. D.
People now have not made. If you could answer this one as fast as possible. Okay, how do you convert a string to an integer? We've been talking about this. How do you convert a string to an integer?
D.
The YD? Sandra,
I don't
YD?
know the explanation, but I know it's D.
It is a lie. Because we've been talking about this like almost, I think, for the entire 2 class, we've been talking about this. Glory.
As in, I don't know how to explain it.
Explain it anyhow, please. Cannot tell me this one. Glory.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so tell me now, why is it D? There's one popular topic we've been talking about since.
Casting.
Beautiful. I knew that. No. So it's casting, that is it. Which converts one data type to another. You get it now? So question number 17. Which keyword is used to define a function? Although we've not really dealt with function, but I'm sure I used that keyword in one of the class when I was trying to illustrate something.
You use B.
What?
B.
B, the def keyword, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I use it to, it's used to define a function. So this def is a short form for define. Okay, beautiful. Amazing learners. So which of the following is a mutable data type? Beautiful. We talked about this in last class. I'll not leave you with this one. Which of the following is a mutable data type? The topic we talked about and we discussed in our last class, my people.
Is list.
List. And the opposite of list, the data type that is non-mutable is what? I mentioned it that day. And I was telling you to take notes, beautiful tuples. Okay. What does the list method append do? We talked about append.
It adds a word item to the end of a list.
Okay, beautiful. Appends add a single item to the end of the list. Wow. Okay. Questions number 20. What does the list method extend do? We talked about this in our last class. What does the list method extend do? Did we talk about extend in our last class?
We did.
Okay, so what does it do? What is its function? No, I will not answer this one. What does extends do? What's the function of extend? I told you to go over and watch the recording again. What is the function of extend?
Extend adds all elements of another iterable. That's C.
So
extend, it adds all elements to.
Okay, beautiful. There's no point. I illustrate it again. Okay, so
Please, there is a point.
there's what?
You said there's
Somebody
no point illustrating. I said, please illustrate it for us.
We talked about this the last time. Okay, so maybe we have two lists. Let me quickly create a list. Say list 1.
I don't even go to this list file, so
I told you to watch the recording, but you did not. Why?
We couldn't finish it. I couldn't finish.
List 2, okay. Announce, okay, let me take this. So
Remember.
You remember now, you see. So if I say list 1, list 1 dot extend list 2.
come on.
I'll say it. Play my, is that how to spell clear? Play my terminal, then run. What is going on? Can somebody tell us? I'm talking about error message. I did not print it right. This is not my people. People used to respond. What is it today? So this is how extend method is used in a list. Sandra and Glory and Joy and Ofonime. I think that's. Can you hear me?
Yes.
And you are seeing my screen, right? Because I did not voice. Okay, so you saw that
Sandra is muted.
it's used right. Okay, so what does the pop method do in a list? Glory, what does the pop method do in a list?
Removes and returns the last item. C.
Was remove do. And you now tell me how to differentiate or what is the difference between pop and remove. We talked about it in the last class and I took my time. I remember I really took my time to do this. Number 22, Sandra. Can anyone hear me? Yeah, I'm still very. At least my network is still very okay. Glory. Sandra.
I'm here.
People should talk.
I think it's A.
Okay, why so? Why do you think it's A?
It removes an element or item from the list.
At what? Okay, so why this one? So the difference
The
between
art
the
that I
two,
don't
people should not forget it. Don't do me like this. So I made mention and I really emphasized
We are
the
sorry.
difference between pop and remove. That pops, okay, removed and returned the last element. Okay, that is it takes out elements, removed it. But for remove, it's removed the element at a particular index that you prompt it to. And I remember when I used it using Uche, Glory, and Sandra, people forgot. When I remove Uche at index 2, I could still recall. All right, so 23. What does insert? And this one has already explained everything, so you give me the answer. So what does insert? That's giving me that what? See me, I don't even answer the question, sir. Okay, so what does this do? 23 in a list.
It replaces a value at index.
So it puts a value at a particular index. So C
That
is the
should be C.
answer. Okay. So 24. What does clear do?
You can see the answer.
I talked about. You can see the answer sheet. Don't worry. Don't worry. What is play fast well? I'll still catch you now. Tell me the difference between clear and del and delete. Seeing the answer will not tell you the explanation. So that's I'll catch you.
Okay, so Claire removes all elements.
Okay. Then delete does what? Now that one I did not see the answer. I wonder where you get. Delete does what?
Delete remove it deletes an item.
An item.
Delete the entire thing.
What is the thing?
The entire list.
Eh? Delete the entire list, the entire words, the entire list, the entire variable, the entire everything. Is this my mouse that is playing with me? Don't worry. I got to be careful this time. In fact, I'm not even be showing full answer. You tell me, what does index X return? You should talk. 25. We'll be doing
So
like
the last
that.
option.
Which last option? As
Last
I want
option.
to see.
Okay. No, we're
So I
supposed to see.
put-
Oh, that is A to D now.
You don't need to see the options before you tell me. So go ahead and tell me. Yes.
It returns the position of the first occurrence.
Beautiful. Okay. Turn the position of the first occurrence. All right. So I think that's how I'll be doing it since people want to play me fast one. What does count of X returns in a list?
Count the number of times X appears.
Beautiful. So that's it. Okay, so this really shows you pay attention. Yeah, so what does sort do to a list? The sort method. The sort method.
You
What
cannot
does
see
it
the
do to a
option, so
list? You don't need to see the options. Answer my.
Because ordinarily sorting lists in ascending order. So we don't know whether it's ascending or descending. In case D has something that might be better than B. That's why you ask.
Automatically B is the answer by default because it sorts elements in
In ascending
ascending
order.
default. By default, that is what it does. Okay. So 28. What does reverse do in a list? We've been talking about reverse. What does it do? What is its functions
Reverses
in
the
a
list
list?
order.
Okay.
Reverses the list order.
Okay, beautiful. So which method creates a shallow copy of a list? I think I also talk about this when we talked about slicing. So what the method does is what slicing when we use only the colon and nothing. It's creates a copy. So what method? You said is which one? So the answer is A. It's creates a
Shallow copy. Can you run an example? Let's know what a shallow copy means.
let me say list 2. Take this out. I think it's racist. Okay, well, I'll come back to it when it's just remind me, please. You answer this one while we come back to that. Don't know why my sister if it's network or whatever. Yeah, at least comprehension. This was the last topic we did. I'm waiting for the answer. Are you with me? Nobody say anything. Okay, let's check it out. Maybe it's out. Can I say okay? So maybe list 2 equals to equals to list 1 dot copy. Are you even hearing me? Because no sound. Network is probably.
I hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay. So I'm trying to run a very simple example of that. Let's run this first and see. Now I have to make okay, let me add something so that you can really see the difference. Maybe I can have like a nested oops, not talk about that. I want you to really see the difference. Nested, we can call it maybe 4. No, number is not the 8 and 9. Okay. And before we print it out, we could say at index this is okay. So now what this actually does is that it will modify this list 1, which is the original list. Okay. Now if I get to print list 1 and also print, so let me first of all print list 1 before I get to print list 2 for you to see. Or better still, I can print it at the same time. Now let me click. It can be very visible. I'll now run my code. Have you seen that it makes list 1 the same as list 2? Let me go over it again. This is our list 1. And then again, we make a shallow copy of that list 1. But for that list 2, that is a line 2. For that list 2, we change to 10. So this is, you may be confused of the counting, right? Why is it 10 here? So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one happens to be in this list. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one appears to be in this nested list. So I now said at this list 4, which is all of this. So all of this is counted as a single element inside this. But if you go inside, that is where you can have 0 and 1. So I'm now saying at this 4th index, because everything here is numbers as the 4th index. Go to the 4th index, and inside the 4th index, the 0 index, and now equate it or replace it with 10. Remember replacement. Replace it with 10. So that is why now that was not there in list 1. But since we've done that to list 2, and using a shallow copy of that, which is list 2 equals to list 1 dot using the copy method. That is why we have 10 and 10 here. I don't know if that is clear. Are we together, my beautiful people? Can you hear me?
We are together.
Just to be sure, I was not talking to myself. Okay. So that is that. We talked about it. So what is the list comprehension used for? We talked about list comprehension in the last class. What is list comprehension used for? Are you forgotten so soon? It helps us write with the
B.
chapter well. Yeah.
B.
Okay. And this is an example of a list comprehension. Some people will be frowned, but then again, we have to tackle it. What is the output? Now let's tackle it one by one. One by one, okay? Let's tackle it one by one. At first, the answer will be B, okay? But let's get to see how it is B. And let's tackle it one by one. So I always advise you to start with what from the ending part. So X in range 3. H in range 3. So you solve the problem, like you dissect it from here. So what does this particular statement mean? So it's telling us for range 0, that is starting from 0 to 3. So you already picked that, okay, in this range now we add from 0 to 3. It stops at 3, right? So you cannot go beyond 3. Okay, and that is that. So just maybe imagine that here is from here now is 0. And this part is telling you X.
Sorry, your voice went off.
Oh, okay, can you hear me now?
Then again, can you start it?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm telling you that it is advisable to always break it, like try to solve the problem. So here it's telling you X in range 3. So maybe you can just imagine that the whole of this statement means 0, 1, 2, 3. It stops there. Now before you get to this other part to solve the problem, and we talked about exponents, right? So this is X exponent 2. I think I should get what that means. Come here. So X exponent 2 telling us this already part, this first part, you saw that it is from 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's pick it first. This part is 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So it starts at 3. So when we get here, now this one is telling us for all of this range, for all of these numbers that stops at 3, take it to this and multiply by 2. So this X now is each of those numbers, and that is it here. So now let's see, let's go there. So we come here, 0 raised to the power of 2 is what? Is 0, right? Mathematician. Now 1 raised to the power. Now 1, we come to the next line. 1 raised to the power of 2 is 1, right? Now it stops at 3, right? So we get to the third one. 2 raised to the power of 2 is 4. And it stopped there because you have to be within this range. It doesn't have to exceed this limit. So you have to be in everything inside from the beginning to the end. So that is why we have 0, 1, and 4 as our output. Let's go to B, options B. You see, 0, 1, and 4. Are we together? List comprehensions is
Yes.
very simple when you know how to break your problems into smaller parts and then arrive at what you want.
Right. Sorry, why didn't we use 3?
Because it should be in that range. It's not telling us to 3, but it's telling us everything inside. That is why you have the word range. Okay, so which of the following correctly filter even numbers using a list comprehension? Can somebody try? It's very simple. Can somebody try? Filter out even number. Which of the following correctly filters even number using list comprehension? X for x in range 5. If x mod 2 equals 0. Using list comprehensions. Somebody try. The answer is actually 5. Rather, it's actually A. Because now you should see that if I make mention that first operator gives us the remainder, right? And if
You have
the
not
remainder is 0, this is an even number. Are you with me?
I was not here when you explained this percent. Can you just run through what this
It's
X
a
percent
module operator, so it gives us a remainder. So if this remainder is odd number, you know that it is not even. But if this remainder is an even number, you know that it is even number. So that means it's filtered as all even number. I think that should be the answer. Yes, A. Okay, yeah, A is the answer. If I run this thing now, you see that it gives us this in. We talked about this, so people should try and be watching recording so that you can always get what was discussed. So let me say if I send it to Sandra, okay. So if I now print Sandra, let me mute all of this, comment them out. So if I come and clear my screen, you want that? Oh, I did not save it. I want to sister let me. Save it. Have you seen that? So it's under this range 5. 5 is not included, and it also gives us all even. So what it does, it starts with 0. 0 is an even number. Yes. If the remainder, look, judging from this, what is that operator? But let me do it one last time. This is what we're having there. So if 0 no, this is it. 0 mod 2 from 0. 0 mod 2. What's the remainder? Modulus 2. Can we print it out? It's going to take so much time, but it's Okay. Or better still, I'll say print. Yeah, let me use the print statement. Print this, and I'll put it inside. Yeah. Then I'll get to the next one. Print one. Now, if I run that, if I save my code, come to the screen and run that, have you seen? It gives us 0 first because 0 gives us 0. 1 mod 1 plus 1. But if I come here and print 2 mod 2, let's give us that. So it's 0, which is also an even number. What if we say 3, so that you can see how 3 was left behind? How 3 was not included. Have you seen 3 is giving us 1? List 1. I think we illustrated that before. I'm not seeing it because we don't have time. But that is just basically the sense behind it. Maybe after the class, I have to make a very long video later one of these comprehensions videos. So that is how we arrived at A. The thing is, if it's even number, so it's all boiled down to if you know what even numbers are, or what even numbers is rather. This is a type what question we talked about. So type of this automatically give us one list because of this bracket, right? The ones I leave the page, I'm not sure if my internet is there. So you can just be responding so I know I don't lost internet. But
Okay.
remember this, yeah, I may mention that this square bracket is used to assign list. So type of this returns list D. On to the first class up by 8 and join lets. So what is the index of the first? What is the index of the first element in a Python list?
0.
0. Beautiful. You have to run it so that we have 100 questions. So you need to be fast. What does my list at 1 returns? At -1.
The last element.
The last icon.
Beautiful, the last elements, the last icon.
That
So
one we
the-
did not see the option.
And I don't have to see it. What is the result of this and this?
B.
This and this. B, beautiful. B. I have seen the answer on this one. Don't worry. What is the result of
I've
this?
not seen.
37. 37.
Not the same B.
Yeah,
Cannot
the
be
same
now.
thing.
Is what? What's the
It's
answer?
not the same B.
It's not B because of this
Error.
It's not error. So look at it
50.
again.
It will be
15.
15.
Why? Why? Sandra, why?
Because 5 plus integer 10.
Yeah, this has automatically typecast the 10, which is
Casted it.
10. Yeah, change data type to integer. Please don't be confused.
We have missed you.
Can you hear me?
It automatically does what?
It converts this data type. It converts this, automatically converts it to what? Integer because of this. This is casting now that we talked about.
Yes.
So what is the output of A in apple? Yeah, we talked about this when we're using if statements. Sandra, remember? True, beautiful, because A is actually A. So what is the output of len? This 39. People should not fail anything that comes up has anything to do with len or len.
3.
3, beautiful. This is 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So question 40. Where is 40? What is the result of
Please,
this?
can you count it again? Let me see how you counted it.
1, 2, and 3. This is nested
Okay.
loops. So in this now, everything here is 1. Should I talk about it in question up
Yes.
here?
Sorry, I have a question. Why is it starting with 1? Why didn't we start with 0 to count?
I talked about using length function and that. So remember that I made mention that when you use length, it actually gives you it gives you the actual length of this one, except when you want to assess the elements. Assessment comes with memory handling now. Okay. Talk about it. Detail of it in the
Yes,
last
it did, but it wasn't clear.
Okay, so go and watch the recording. That is why you need to watch recording. Go and see the answer of this one. So what is the result of 40? Keep quiet. No attempts.
B.
What? B. Beautiful. Okay. What is the output of this? Is it a Boolean? It's false now.
Why?
No, I should be
There's
the one
nothing
to answer
inside
the
now.
question. I should be the one to answer the question.
Why is it false? Why is it not? Why is it not error? Because there's nothing inside the bracket now. So it should not bring anything.
Sorry? Lori, let me get your question.
Okay, I said, why is it false? Why is it false in the sense that there's the bracket, there's nothing inside. So I thought maybe it's going to give us something like an error.
You said it should have been an error.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me? I was in the network.
Yes, I can hear you. I'm saying, why is it false?
Why false?
Mm-hmm. What makes it false, and then what makes it true?
Now, if you understand what this function that was handle that used to convert a value to a boolean, which is that true or false. So an empty list like this is false because nothing is there. So that is why standard tells us that
I
it's
can't.
false.
So you're breaking. Yeah, you are breaking. I
Background
couldn't
is
hear you.
noisy.
Okay,
You are
in
hearing
Python.
people at your background.
Okay, in Python, the bool function is used to convert a value to boolean. So if it's either true or false. So an empty list, are you hearing me now? Is considered false.
Yes.
So that is why this expression now results to false. You get that? And yeah, this explains it.
Yeah.
I even leave it. What is the result of false or false? False is what? False. True. Watch recording, you wouldn't have asked me this. So what is the correct way to define a list of string in Python? List of string. This one should just look at it with your eyes and tell me now.
B.
Be beautiful. What does, yeah, I think we use this list method in the other. So what does this return? What is the answer?
B.
B.
Okay. What is the output of hello the upper?
B.
Okay. Oh, see that. What is the output of hello the lower? Already know,
A.
right? Okay, so what does hello or the title return? 47. B. It gives the beginning of each word. It's capitalized the beginning of each word. So what is the output of hello that's capitalized? Don't be confused. It's the same thing as hello that's upper. I was just trying to. So capitalize. Oh, no. It's not the same thing as hello that's upper. Let me not confuse you. So tell me. Sandra, you said what?
Can we see all the options?
Yeah.
That is all the options.
Okay. I'll go with
A.
A.
Yeah, A is gives. Okay, so hello dot replace H by Y returns what?
B.
Be beautiful. So what does hello dot strip method return? Remember this? What does it return? Hello dot strip, that is 50. We talked about the strip method.
Yeah.
But the options are coming out the same.
So explain.
It's strip
Going
removes
to
one space.
remove the space.
It takes away the white space. So that is what I wanted. What is the result of A, B, C, the split?
A.
Talk about the split method, right? A, beautiful.
A.
All right, so one method joins a list of string into one.
Append.
Now, don't have append. We take question of which
Join.
method joins join beautiful. What is the result of this dot join A, B, C? 53.
Let's see D.
Should already, the answer is
Let's
not
see
D,
option.
the answer is up there. Should already have.
I said B.
Why B?
Okay. Because we are joining it one.
Because it can join everything together, make
That
it
space is
one.
now. This is how you see. Okay, well,
Okay.
this comes
C.
comma, so it's C. What does length of this gives? Tell me that one. You don't even need options.
B.
B is 6, beautiful. So what does this give? Return 55.
A.
Beautiful.
Glory.
What is the result of type? I should know. You should not have to complete a hair. Which of the following is a valid variable name? Valid variable name.
B.
B. Okay. What does this plus this evaluate to? That because this one to ints and this one to floats. So the final result will be what?
B.
I'm really telling me P. Oh God, small. Okay, so that's beautiful. What is the result of this? The module operator 59 is one known. I'm showing this one because
One.
see, yeah. This which of the following is a logical operator in Python? We've not talked about logical operator, but it's and we have the and, the nor, and the not. So I think we should talk about that in the next class. Let's see. So what's this in ranges? This is list comprehension. I think we should read that word. List comprehension. What does list this, list two, the append three do? So you know what appends do, right?
Yes.
This is yeah. So it does what? It appends
It
three
adds
to.
to the last item.
Okay. What does this do? What does the copy method do? We talked about it, and I have to.
Didn't hear that.
That's
That's a mic.
before.
A.
Copies a list by reference.
Are you with me?
Yes, we said A.
No, it's not A. Look at it again.
Returns a new list with the same element.
Yes, it returns a new list with the same elements. Remember the example we did. What does 1, 2 dot count to returns 55? I want to skip 55 now because we did not talk about it else. But the answer is 1. Next class I'll explain why. Know that what the extend does. We don't even need to talk about that one. What does the index method give? It finds the position of an item, right? So 68. Let's see. The result of this at index 3. Index 3 is what? 0, 1. No. 68. Someone should even explain this 68 to me. Explain 68.
Index 3.
Yes. Okay, so from next week will be assignment. So this one is your assignment. I cannot talk about this one. Assignment number 1. You screenshot it. List of 1, 2, 3 dot index.
Please hold on. Let's
I add it. Just take it down. So which method inserts an element at a specific index of the list? There is the answer. The insert method, right?
A. Yes.
So what does this dot inserts at index 1 then do? Just explain. You don't even need to tell me A or B. Insert
It will put
index
10 where one is. It will put 10 where one is. A.
at next one. Okay. Beautiful. What does pop do in a list? You don't need options. You just tell me what does pop do.
Delete
Takes out an item.
out and
Takes out
the
item.
last item.
Beautiful. Okay. What does list python.pop to? 72. It pops what? At index 2. What will it text out?
To take out T.
Text out 2. Beautiful. So which method removes the first matching element from a list?
Remove.
What does this the remove result in? 74. $74.
D.
Okay.
No.
Why do you say D? I need to leave the answer for you so that you see how you say it. You don't say no why. You still take us.
Okay, because I remember that it takes out a single item, not how would I say
Beautiful.
this?
So that assignment has been approved. Maybe if people give me the answer to this one, which one was that? I think that was which one was which one did I say you should take as an assignment? You can give me the answer before of this one. Okay, so what does the reverse method do? It reverses the list in place, just like we did not talk about this one, but the answer is sort. Once it's sorted, it's permanently changed the order of the elements. Okay.
Okay.
All these sorted things should not talk about it no time. Which method returns the number of items in a list? When we talked about length, which of the following creates a list with 3 non-elements?
Do not teach us this one.
Yeah, so I will not want to watch it, but let me leave this one. List comprehension takes time. Remove all items from a list. Tell me the answer. 81.
Clear.
B.
84.
B.
Yeah.
12.
All of these things were false. So what is the output of rule of 0? 83.
True.
Why is it true? Because it's true. Rule of 0. You still take it as an assignment. It returns false, right? Because it's 0, except when you use the square bracket to say, okay, so we have an element but with parentheses, rule of 0 is it returns false, so it's false. Yeah, be confusing that with 84. 84 is what? 84. False or false is true. Are you with me?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
with
Full of,
Let me
full
try
of
it
false.
It's true. Which of these evaluates to false? This is another logical word
A.
now.
A.
Why? So you have to explain to me. Look at it again. Look at it again. Look at it again.
Is it all of the above?
It's all of
Which
the
of
above
these?
because this is actually to sign a dictionary. I'm not talking about this one, but you know that all these are MC and pull up zero is false. So all of the above is false. Okay. Eighty-six. Which operator is used to check if two values are equal? You should even allow me to learn now before you answer this one.
B.
Be beautiful. Which operator checks if a value is not equal to another? I talked about this, right?
B. B.
Is it B?
Is it not B?
Tricky, very tricky.
To be A.
It's,
It's A.
it's B. It's B. This is not equals to, not assigned to, and this one is trying to check comparison. So it is B.
Okay.
Okay. I've split this one out. 3 in this is true because 3 is actually in this, right?
Yes.
What does A not in apple returns? 89.
False.
False. Okay. So 90. You can see my screen, right?
False, yes.
If it's not false, it's true now.
True.
Yes. Not false. True. Okay.
91.
Error.
Why error? It's not error. Look at it again.
Output of true and
None.
Is that none? It's false because it can. There's nothing like you are telling a lie and it is true and it is false. So it is either true and true or false and false. Okay.
Okay.
I don't really understand it though.
This is true. So
Yes.
it is. I cannot be a boy and I cannot be a girl at the same time. So it's either my.
That's why it should be error. It's an error to be true and false.
It's not an error, but it is false. But because it cannot be true and false at the same time. So for you to do this is how do you call it? It's still falls under. I have to talk about it more later in the next class or make a video about it. Where you have true, true, false, false, true, false, false, true. But it can be one of them. It's like its nature must be maintained. It can be true and true to be true, or false and false to be false. So if it is true and false, it is false. If it is false and true, it is false. I don't know if you get it. One thing.
Okay, it's like positive.
Yeah. So the output of this, have you seen? It's confusing. Let me trust me, just remind me, maybe in the week after class I have to make a video for this. Okay. Which data type returns a comparison operator? We don't talk about this, so it's what is the result of a load or upper? You don't even need to see the options to tell me this. It's just the words. The strip does what?
Two spaces.
Okay, so we have 3 more questions. What will Python dot replace P by J?
Python.
Yeah. A. Which string method returns the position of a substring? Let me give it, because we did not talk about this, so it's both A and A. Either find or you use index. So it gives you substring. You see, why it's good to attend the quiz session classes? It exposes to some of the topic we could not cover in class. But when we see it, we talk about it. So this gives you advantage over other. So it's either use the find method or use the index method. Can you try 99? I know we've not done it, but that one I think is very clear enough.
2.
Beautiful. And the last but not the least, our last question for today. This will return what? Question 100. So we've attempted 100 solid questions. So the last one, what will this return?
C.
Let's see. Look at it again.
Kind of confusing.
Confusing. Just take your time. I'm not going to tell you this one. Look at it.
Hey,
Sandra, help.
A. It's A. So Sandra, why do you say it's A? Let's hear your why.
because that is the first 3 items.
Yeah, that is from the 0 index to the third one. No, you get it. Okay, so that is that for this week. At least I've seen that the understanding level is high. Next week we go again. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll leave the recording, the link to the recording.